Buck's portrait is a brilliant Doris Day episode. This is the 19th episode of the second season. This is directed by Earl Bellamy, and this one is, not surprisingly, all about Buck, and that's one of the reasons why I love this. I think Denver Pyle is brilliant. Buck is obviously one of my favourite characters, and Buck is chosen to be the face of an upcoming pioneer-themed issue of Today's World. And Doris brings this artist called Amanda Merriwether, played by Mabel Albertson, to her home, and they're initially trying to find a suitable subject, and Doris doesn't initially think of Buck, but then Amanda sees Buck and decides that that's the face to inspire her. And Buck's not very happy about it to begin with. He doesn't want to sit there and pose and have to stay still for ages, but eventually he comes round to it, and it's all about the process, and he doesn't want his friends to know about it, and it is really good fun, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. There was one bit that I didn't love, but also it worked really well within the context of the episode, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. But I thought it was brilliant. It's all about Buck. It's been a while since we had a Buck-focused episode, I think, and I absolutely adored it. I love the creative process. I love the fact that it was set in Doris's home. And interestingly, I think this might be the first episode in the second season where Myrna doesn't feature. I could be wrong, I could be misremembering that, but certainly it's a different change of pace. Toby and Billy are in it a little bit, but not as much as I would have liked, and that's something else that I'll discuss with a spoiler warning in a moment, where I think they should have appeared later on in the episode. But I thought it was brilliant. Buck was wonderful. One of my favourite moments is when Doris is turning her back. She's in the chair by the phone. She turns her back on Buck. I won't say why, I won't give the context, but you'll know exactly which bit I mean. And I just thought it was adorable. Really thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Didn't love Amanda as a character. I'm not sure if that's intentional. She's not particularly likable, but not to the extent where I didn't enjoy watching the episode. I think her personality worked very well, and she kind of rubbed Buck up the wrong way quite a few times, and I think that did provide a bit of comedy. So really great episode, absolutely one that I thoroughly enjoyed. We have a great supporting cast, including Hal Smith as Merle, of course. Definitely a brilliant episode. So a few spoiler things from now, just a few things that I either maybe didn't love, and things that I think, even if I didn't love them, it might have worked well for the episode, but something I think should have been done a bit differently. So spoilers from now. The fact, when we got to see the abstract cover, I felt awful. I felt awful for Buck because I knew he'd be absolutely heartbroken. It's a beautiful cover design, and I'm really glad that we got to see the portrait of Buck before that. And we actually got to see this beautiful picture that Amanda had created. And the abstract is beautiful, and when Doris showed Buck the abstract, I felt as I did when I first saw it, and that I could see that Buck was actually really disappointed. But I love how Doris was able to help him look at it from a different perspective, and to actually see that because he had posed for this, it's still very much his essence in that abstract. And I think she did a great job of turning things around, and the fact that it was framed and put on the wall, it was just so lovely and really sweet. So that worked really well. But the thing that I didn't like is that Toby and Billy didn't come back into the episode. They were in it very briefly before that, and then that's it. And I kind of wanted them to come in it and see the abstract and be proud of their grandfathers. I'm sure they would be, but we never got that opportunity, and I feel like it was quite unfortunate. But these small things that I wish had been done differently are small, and they didn't really affect my overall enjoyment. So not too bad at all things considered. I really thoroughly enjoyed Buck's portrait. Definitely a really beautiful episode.